Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Nailed it!
What is speeding, everybody in the Ring Army? My name is Nights and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to be reading all of you guys' theories and thoughts about the Sonic Movie 3. I made a community post a day ago and it already has 84 comments. That's a lot of comments, so this is going to be a fun ride. I'm actually excited to see all of you guys' thoughts, and I've been scrolling through them, and there's like a bunch. There's like long ones, small ones, but I want to try my best to go through all of them for everybody here to get a chance to be featured in a video. Before we begin, if you are new here to the channel and are a Sonic fan, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button to join the Ring Army and to not miss any Sonic news. I'm also going to start streaming on Twitch very soon. I already have my channel set up and all my alerts, so here's my Twitch name. If you guys want to go follow, I'd really appreciate the support. I will try my best to start streaming this weekend. If I can't, then next week for sure. And also, if you guys want to check out my other socials, they're on screen as well. Thank you. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's speed into the video. Alrighty then, so let's start reading all these comments from you guys on my community post, and yeah dude, let's see what you guys are thinking about all these crazy theories. So the first one is by TailsFan10. Fun fact, during the sequel, Wade greets a girl walking in town conveniently named Maria when he was on a scooter. Could she be the same Maria we all know in Sonic Adventure 2? Well, I wouldn't go, because for me that's a stretch, but in my opinion, I don't think that's the same Maria. That could just be hinting at the name, because you know, when you hear Maria in the Sonic franchise, that's automatically from the Shadow lore. So I think they wrote that name in just to pick at Maria's name for the third movie. So I don't know, but in my opinion, I don't think that's the same Maria. Second one is by Night Fury Lover 31. I just hope Shadow doesn't seemingly die. I doubt he'll want to be part of the family, but he can at least be free to see the world. I agree with that. I hope, because obviously Shadow won't, you know, automatically join the family. Well, we don't never know, but knowing him, I don't think he's gonna want to join the family with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and Tom and Maddie, but at least make him be free, let him explore the world, let him explore his little dark heart out as much as he wants. Hopefully not doing anything bad. The third one is by Master Migraine. Unsure on predictions, but I'm thinking that they'll need to have good writing here if they want to introduce Amy, Shadow, and Rouge for this one, alongside the plot and giving the established characters good interactions. Yeah, I really hope they actually know what they're doing. Knowing Jeff Fowler and his love and passion for the Shadow lore, I'm confident that he is going to nail this one out the park. Like, I'm very excited for this movie because Shadow is a very hard character to perfect, and Jeff Fowler has a vision. He even said he has a vision for this. He's very excited to work with Shadow. Finally, it's his childhood character from the Sonic franchise. So yeah, I'm confident that Shadow will be amazing in this movie. Alright, so I'm going to stop saying the names because, you know, it's going to be a long video if I keep saying the names, but you guys can see the names here. The next one says, my theory is that this is going to be the biggest Sonic movie yet, featuring the most characters and probably having the most action. I think the final battle is going to feature Super Sonic and Super Shadow facing off in space. Perhaps Metal Shadow and Eggman might be the villains in this movie. Probably going to be Sonic Heroes versus the villain trio. Yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully they do something like Sonic Heroes where everybody, or Shadow, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I believe. No, I don't think it's Knuckles. I think Tails, Shadow, and Silver. Honestly, I kind of forgot about Sonic Heroes and what happens because it's been so long since I played it. But I do remember Super Sonic and Super Shadow being in it. I think Super Silver was in it, but I don't remember at all. But I do hope they do something like Sonic Heroes and everybody is fighting the main villains. Next one says, my theories is that I hope they'll use Shadow's backstory and praying that some characters Amy Rose, or Metal Sonic will be in the third movie. Either way, I'm so excited when more details comes. It's gonna break the internet. Once this movie gets announced and, you know, posters start showing up, the cast gets more revealed and revealed, this movie might be the best. Like, in my opinion right now, and I believe everybody else, Sonic Movie 2 was better than the first one. Obviously, because it has more action, more characters, more lore. Because the first one is just a buddy road trip movie, but it was setting up the story. So that was a very good introduction to this whole movie trilogy. Or I don't think it's gonna be a trilogy, honestly, but it is setting up the future movies more and more and making it more exciting. The most out there theory is that Unit will become Omega just for Team Dark. I think it would be cool to see him become more of a Tails upgrade rather than him simply just being an egg robot that Robotnik made. Like he gets destroyed or something and Tails pretty much pulls a Big Hero 6 and remakes him bigger and better than ever. Honestly, that's a good theory. Honestly, if Tails could do something with the giant egg robot from the second movie and transform it into a good guy for the third movie, honestly, that's not a bad idea. I would love to see that. I think that Silver is going to appear in a post-credit scene. I think he will come from the future like Tails came from Green Hill Zone. Honestly, I don't really know much about Silver, but I do know that he involves in time travel. Personally, I'm not a really big fan of time travel and everything. It kind of confuses me and everything. Like Lightyear, I really like Lightyear, but the whole time travel thing kind of throws me off, but I don't know, maybe they'll make it work. But Silver would be awesome to see again. They should know Shadow's backstory, but the way they're going to tone it down is to do the same intro for what they did in Sonic 1, but a little darker. Yeah, honestly, people have been speculating that this movie might be the first PG-13 animated / live action kids movie. Like, Sonic Movie 3 is obviously going to be for kids, but I do hope that they do make it a little bit more darker and more mature for older audiences and not just for kids. Because if you keep making it kid friendly, the movies are gonna get kind of, how you say it, not cringe, but like, you know, full of filler and everything. But we want a good story. We want it to be dark a little bit, and I don't know. I just hope that they do actually tone it down with the kiddiness and everything, make it more serious, just for the characters to have a big impact on every step that they choose. You know, every time we see the character or whatever action they choose to do is dark, but it impacts their character as well, and to make it more likable or more badass. I feel that Shadow's story arc would not be done in Sonic Movie 3, but could end in a Shadow spin-off, which I feel is going to happen as Movie 3 is successful. Both Shadow and Amy would be the main focus of Movie 3 alongside Sonic, while Rouge would be in the Knuckles show first, and then have a role in the movie and maybe Chaos as the antagonist for both projects. Big can be the Stan Lee of the Sonic movies. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. My theory is that whatever Shadow was made for, it was one objective. Right now, I can't think of one, but he originally wanted revenge on humanity for what they did to Maria and Gerald, so they might go with that story. Or Gerald made Shadow for the Master Emerald, but he probably knew about the owls and Echidna War and stuff, so he created Shadow, the ultimate life form, to retrieve the emerald and grab all the power. But I could be wrong. That's also not a bad theory. We don't know if Shadow is going to be like, destroy humanity, kill all the humans, and, you know, give me all your power. We don't know that yet. We don't know Shadow's intentions. They could just make this movie an original story, or as far as we saw from these two movies, they're following kind of the same way as the games were portraying the story, but they do kind of add some twists and their own original work in them. But for the Sonic Movie 3, hopefully they do kind of make it the same as Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, you know, all these different games involving Shadow, but in the same time make something original. I hope to see Amy Rose talking to Shadow, the Doomsday weapon with the power of the emeralds, and the story being golden, that Jim Carrey will be Dr. Robotnik one last time before he can fully retire and wearing the fat suit. Yeah, before Jim Carrey retires for good. Of course, this is on him. We can't put the pressure on him saying, return as Eggman, please. This is all his decision, guys. We can't force him to do anything, but if he does come back as Robotnik, that'll be huge, and we can see him fully portray the Eggman or Robotnik as the way he visions him. But wow, you guys are... you guys have a lot of theories and thoughts. Like, it's pretty cool. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud. I feel like they could surprise us with Amy like they did with Knuckles. They did tease Tails at the post-credit scene for the first movie, and right away we all knew he was going to be in the sequel, and we didn't know about Knuckles until later on. So they could be doing the same thing with Amy. Honestly, I could see that happening. Maybe they're just hyping up Shadow first, and then later on they would introduce more characters like Amy or Rouge. But Shadow is a good step for now, and we just mostly just want to see who's going to be voicing Shadow, how is he going to look like, because the first model we saw in the Sonic Movie 2 was based off of Sonic's model because of a rush, but they are going to be changing his model to make him look more menacing, and I can't wait to see that. Maybe Stone could be the next Eggman if Jim doesn't come back. In the end of the film, Shadow will sacrifice himself like he did in Sonic Adventure 2. I want to see Super Sonic versus Super Shadow. That will be dope. Amy will come in the film in the beginning and try to track down Sonic like Tails did in Sonic 2. I think Metal Sonic should be a post-credit scene character, or he should be an Eggman creation. Big should come with Amy in the beginning. Also, I think Maria should have more screen time so we can understand her character. This is all my thoughts for Sonic 3 for now. Hopefully you can add this in the video. Of course, man. Thank you. And honestly, not a bad theory. I really want to see more of Maria. Hopefully they don't rush the invasion of Gun in the airship. Hopefully they don't rush that. We want to see development. We want to feel Maria and Shadow's bond in the beginning of the movie or wherever they decide to place it. I think they're going to show it in the beginning of the movie. Like, if you guys haven't seen my How Sonic Movie 3 Might Go Down video, you guys can go check it out. I'll put it in the icon in the above right there. But yeah, I really do hope that you get to show more Maria. Knuckles fighting Shadow for who is a mighty warrior. Yeah, dude, imagine seeing Shadow and Knuckles fighting. That's gonna be dope. Two badasses fighting, dude. That's gonna be so dope. I think that Stone will team with Shadow to defeat Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I also think we might get another new character like Amy or something, but because only Tails was teased in the first movie, but in the sequel we got Tails and Knuckles. Yeah, like the other guys said, they were hyping up Tails. Excuse me. They were hyping up Tails in the first movie, and then later on, as Tails was getting more recognition, they introduced Knuckles. So that was a very good thing that they did. Very good marketing plan, actually. So hopefully they can do the same thing with Amy. First hype up Shadow, and then Amy will come in later. I think Shadow's backstory will be toned down a lot, since it's a family movie series. I also predict Amy will show up and Shadow and Sonic may become brothers at the end. Yeah, that's the thing that people are worrying about, including myself. They might tone down the story a bit just for the family entertainment, but the thing is, if they tone it down, it's gonna lose, or hopefully Jeff Fowler and the writers find a way to still have a big impact, even though it's more toned down to, you know, to make it child friendly. I do hope they know what they're doing though. Shadow will be the villain in more than one movie. I don't think they would pull the Knuckles card on him. Either that or they might kill him off. Unlikely. Honestly, knowing Shadow, he doesn't seem like this big time villains, like, you know, like Eggman, Chaos, and other villains, but Shadow is mostly like an anti-villain. I don't think they're gonna make him a big villain like Voldemort in the Harry Potter movies, but hopefully 1 or 2 movies he'll be a villain, and then in the end, Sonic and everybody's gonna be cool with him. I'm willing to bet that Rouge also appears in the 3rd movie. She's part of Team Dark after all. Yeah, we all want to see Rouge as well, man. Like, imagine seeing those. Anyway, I feel like they shouldn't mush 2 character arcs in one movie, just like what they did with Knuckles and Tails. Because in the 2nd movie, I felt like they should have just focused on Tails and building his arc rather than him and Knuckles squeezing their appearances in one movie. So I personally think they should just focus on Shadow for Sonic Movie 3. Honestly, I can feel you, but in my opinion, Knuckles and Tails didn't feel too forced in the movie. It feels 2 separate movies in one, you know? But we get enough screen time for Tails and we get enough screen time for Knuckles, so that was a very good thing that they did. They balanced it out and they don't feel too rushed. Well, in my opinion. I feel like Amy Rose is going to appear in the movie. For example, Tails was like a hero that appeared and Knuckles was the villain. So I think that in this one, Shadow will be the villain and Amy will be one of those heroes. That's what I think. Yeah, maybe they're going to pull an Amy is Tails thing, like how Tails was in the 2nd movie. But we're going to have to wait and see. But I do hope that Shadow is going to have a more impact on everybody and to show how much of a threat Shadow actually is. It'd be cool if Rouge worked side by side with the Gun agent who works with Walters. They'd have a relationship as the one seen between Rouge and Topaz and Sonic X. Also, Stone could be the one taking care of Robotnik's base if he does come back and control that stony creature seen in Sonic Adventure 2. Another thing, Shadow could have hallucinations of Maria, like IDW, spoiler alerts. Professor Gerald might have a more parental role towards Shadow. We know he called Shadow his son in the last story of Shadow the Hedgehog. Maybe that can be expanded upon. Maria could be more of a sister to Shadow rather than a best friend. Maybe Shadow's revenge motivation / emotional damage could be linked to that. Maybe he might tell Sonic in their final battle, "That damn planet took my family away. The Professor and Maria didn't get a chance. It's only right that it gets what it deserves. My family's death for yours, your friends, and your family, and everyone else down there will feel my vengeance," or something like that. Maybe the plot will have a fusion plot between Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2. That could work. I think Agent Stone might team up with Shadow, or at least I think that would be an interesting idea. That's exactly what I did or made it look like in my How Sonic Movie 3 Might Go Down video. Since Robotnik is probably not gone, but let's say he is, Agent Stone is the only one there to carry on his legacy. So it would make sense if Stone does free Shadow from the tomb, or the tomb's the capsule thing, and team up with him. But let's see what's gonna happen when the movie releases, dude. Like, hopefully we get to see more plot details later on. I have 4 theories of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Number 1, what if Robotnik did survive from the crash and use a ring to escape if Jim Carrey haven't retired? Yeah, we don't know if he's retired for good yet. Sonic Movie 3 just has to be a really good script for him to come back. Number 2, when Sonic and Shadow is having a showdown, fighting or racing each other, Tails and Knuckles will be alongside them, and possibly Tom and Maddie. Number 3, if Sonic got captured and taken to prison for a crime he didn't commit, Amy would jump out of the ring and rescue him. Number 4, I know Amy confronted Shadow to help and save the planet in the game, Chris and Sonic X, but what if JoJo, or possibly Tom and Maddie, confirm Shadow to help save the planet instead of Amy? Knowing the fans, they're gonna be kind of mad if they did that with Tom and Maddie instead of Amy, because the fans will most likely want the movies to portray the games in live action a little bit. So if they did make it where Tom and Maddie is doing the convincing to Shadow instead of Amy, I don't know, just like, people are gonna get mad. No matter what, people are gonna get mad. So I wouldn't recommend that if they're gonna do that in the writer's room. First of all, the fans need to realize Jim Carrey is gone and no Eggman, and this is a great thing because Sonic can finally free itself from what it's been trapped in, repetitive storylines using the same villain, and fans also need to realize that what they're describing is a carbon copy of Sonic Adventure 2, and that's not what you're going to get with this movie. There are going to be changes, and this is a little thing of my own, but movie Sonic probably swings the other way, if you know what I mean. And I wonder if Shadow and Sonic will develop a little friendship at the end that goes beyond friendship. Honestly, that's exactly how I see it. People want an exact copy in live action. I mean, I can't really say anything because my video described basically Sonic Adventure 2, but with little changes, of course. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Each live action movie portraying a game or a show, they can't make it exactly like the original. They have to be changes. They could pull the same jokes and, you know, kind of like pull in the same details from the games or movies, but they can't really make it exactly the same. There's going to be changes nonetheless. Also, we don't know if Jim Carrey is actually gone. We don't know if he's fully retired from the Sonic movies, but we're gonna have to see until he gets an official statement out and to see that the Sonic movie 3 is worth coming back for. I'm betting Eggman is still alive. I know Jim Carrey is retired, but I know he now seriously wants Sonic dead. So using the quill he still has, he will build Metal Sonic and use the quill to power it. I'm hoping Silver will make a post-credit scene appearance. Maybe Sonic will be wandering around his yard after something, I don't know. And then maybe he goes out for a run to his old cave and maybe find Shadow there. Sounds weird, but I don't know. But well, we don't know that's gonna happen, man. Anything is possible. If this movie will have the elements of Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog game, then events of the games will be put together in a different way, like Sonic Movie 2 elements in Sonic 2 game and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. Exactly. They take multiple things from multiple games and combine them into one movie, and they made it work. Sonic Movie 2 worked for every single character and every single story and, like, you know, separate story and missions throughout the movie has. It worked. This is exactly how good writing comes into play. They could make good things happen from multiple games and shows and everything. They could make it into something even better. I'm thinking that they could do a cool take on the combination of Sonic CD and Sonic Adventure 2, with a final showdown on the Space Colony arc, where Sonic could do a battle with Shadow, and then the real threat could be Metal Sonic, and also Sonic trying to save Amy, who could be held captive there. That's an interesting idea. Turns out Shadow is actually a goose, and Sonic needs help to catch some fish. Yeah, that's a very good theory. I think they are looking for Shadow, but along the way they meet a pink hedgehog named Amy Rose. Alright guys, we're gonna go find another hedgehog that looks like me. A pink hedgehog? Huh. Number 1, Sonic has his childhood friend he met on Green Hills with Longclaw version, and that's Amy. Number 2, Hilltop, Marvel and Angel Island Zone might be featured. That'd be interesting. I would love to see that. Number 3, Silver/Cream and Rouge might help stopping Shadow or take back the Chaos Emerald. Number 4, Rachel and Randall might adopt one animal in the end. Hopefully, dude, imagine they adopt Amy. That's gonna be so adorable to watch. Shadow.
Sonic, I am your father.
No! Oh, this is a big one. My biggest theory is that the eclipse will destroy part of the moon while they're in space, like in Sonic Adventure 2. But this time on Earth, Tom, Maddie, and well, since I think things got better, but moon pieces start to fall on their heads as they try to take refuge. Also, Sonic and Amy getting separated from the group with one emerald. Then they get trapped by Robotnik, which says to deposit the emerald in the middle when Tails kicks and tells Sonic to stop. But Sonic still goes there and is condemned to be sent to Earth. But since Tails can create virtual clones, he switches the real Sonic with the fake one, while the real uses the emerald and finally takes his first Chaos Control. Finally, the arc falling on the Earth with a knockdown by Amy. Shadow, who then explains what he got through, and Amy resonates him. He decides to help him save the Ark in Extremis, like not too far from the ground, and he sacrifices himself to save the Earth, and that's what Maria wanted. But hey, that's just a theory.
A movie theory.
There is a huge trend where major verses in modern movies end up with both characters joining forces to defeat a stronger enemy. With that said, it is kind of obvious that this stronger enemy will be Mecha Sonic, because apparently, canonically speaking, he was supposed to be built after Hyper Metal Sonic from CD, requiring Super Sonic and Super Shadow to defeat this Mecha Sonic, only to reveal he has a Super Form 2, forcing Knuckles and perhaps Tails to tap in his own Super Form to help them. Unlike in the other Sonic media, in the last Sonic movie, Knuckles and Tails were actually helping, so maybe they will help in the third movie too. Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Shadow versus Super Mecha Sonic Metalix. I hope I said that right. I don't think I said that right, actually. Shadow is in fact my mother. Tom and Maddie would try to fight off Gun when they came to falsely arrest Sonic while he runs to the nearest city where he runs into Shadow. That could work. My theory is that the opening of the movie will have some dark music, and then the film would open with Shadow and Maria running from the agents, and then Maria does the exact thing to Shadow like in Sonic Adventure 2. Then she gets shot, and then Shadow screams Maria. And then the title card plays with the same intro like Sonic Movie 1 and 2, but this time it's a darker tone playing. Yeah, that's exactly how I did it with my video, and I can actually see that happening. Just the beginning of the movie is probably most likely going to show Maria's backstory and Shadow's backstory of the Ark and everything, and the whole thing that went down with Gun there, but we're gonna have to wait and see. During the post-credits scene in Sonic Movie 3, since Shadow survives in space in the capsule, Rouge and Omega will be in the post-credits in Sonic Movie 3 and more characters as well. I want Sonya and Manic in the movie. I really miss those characters, dude. They were so great in Sonic Underground. My theory is in the beginning of Sonic Movie 3, Whisper comes from a ring portal and comes to find Sonic, and she meets Eggman. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Rouge could possibly be in the movie. I think Metal Sonic will come in the third movie. I think Agent Stone will free Shadow, and Eggman told Stone how to make Metal Sonic from the quill from the first movie. And I think at the end, finding Metal, Shadow will sacrifice his life, but then come back in the fourth movie, if there is one, which they're probably going to be. My prediction that they're going to stop at 5 movies. Hopefully this series is going to be a 5-movie cinematic universe, and then spin-off shows. Basically, they're just making their own Marvel at this point. Hopefully they do make their own MCU, and we get more shows and more movies, probably 5 movies at least. One thing I was thinking, that Shadow may not be the only one, so maybe they can, like, Amy and Rouge or Mega or something like that. Yeah, hopefully Shadow isn't the only one. I'm really hoping for Amy, though. My theory is that Sonic Movie 3 will be like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic X Story Mode. Yeah, I really hope they do fusion a lot of stuff from multiple games and maybe Sonic X a little bit. Like Knuckles, Shadow finds Robotnik, who survived by the fall by grabbing onto something before he hit the ground and ran away, so he wouldn't be caught, and meets Shadow and tries to get Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles for revenge. Meanwhile, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, Tom and Maddie are all eating ice cream as it is continuation of the second movie, and at the house, Amy uses a ring to find Tails and runs into Shadow and Robotnik. As she runs away, she goes past the gang, and Sonic and Tails and Knuckles follow as Tom and Maddie hide, and then a battle happens, and Shadow learns the truth about Robotnik and joins the gang, while Robotnik notices the emerald. That's all I think will happen for now. I really like how they continued the ice cream trip, as like in the second movie movie, at the end of it, they mentioned they're going to go get ice cream. So hopefully the Sonic movie 3 does continue that on. Hopefully they do. Sonic will play Mario Odyssey. Hell yeah, dude. Hopefully we get to see Sonic playing Mario, and then maybe Sonic will make fun of Mario. Like, who is this plumber guy? Amy might appear. I really do hope so. Sonic and Shadow will fight Metal Sonic. I do hope so. Before, on Google, if you search Sonic movie series and go to the cast, it says Keanu Reeves as an unlisted character, but now it is gone. Everyone knows the character. This is 100% true. Google got the 2H to M for SM2 right in March. Everyone's hoping for Keanu Reeves to be voicing Shadow. Me personally, of course, I would want Keanu Reeves, Robert Pattinson, Will Arnett, or maybe Tom Hardy. I don't know. One of those four I would want, but it's most likely going to be a famous actor, probably not like an underrated actor, but I don't know. We're going to have to see. If it's like a new actor that we never heard of, hopefully they do pull off a good Shadow for him to get known for that role and hopefully get a good future. And that is all the comments, and wow, I can't believe I went through all of these. You guys are insane. Thank you guys for this. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like and comment down below what was your favorite theory from this. Subscribe if you're new here to join the Ring Army. My name is Nice, and I'll speak to you guys on the next run.